Tonight, we take you to a place many in this country have never heard of. Yet, its people have paid a devastating price for simply trying to survive. Todonyang, a remote village located in Turkana North sub-county along the Kenya-Ethiopia border. Once a thriving fishing community, Todonyang now mourns lives lost in February this year after armed attackers allegedly crossed into Kenya from Ethiopia and massacred more than 40 civilians. 6 months later, there are still no arrests, no answers, and no accountability. The fishing economy that once sustained the community has collapsed, gripped by fear of renewed violence. With little government intervention, aid organizations have stepped in, but the question remains, who will protect Todonyang? Lilian Muli is just back from Turkana with that report.
Deep in Kenya's Turkana County, we leave the road behind and follow a dry riverbed, a rough improvised route that cuts through the arid, harsh, yet breathtakingly scenic landscape leading us to Todonyang. After hours of a grueling journey, we finally reach Todonyang, a remote, windswept village nestled on the shores of Lake Turkana. Traditional Ekaru huts dot the dusty terrain. This is home to a close-knit fishing community that has depended on the lake's waters for generations. But a quiet sadness hangs over Todonyang. There are more women and children than men. Fishing boats are anchored on the lake shores. There is no fishing activity.
Wale walikuwa na maboti yetu, maneti yetu, watu wengi paka watu majirani. Tulipoteza siku hiyo, tulipoteza watu wengine. Wamarili wamechukua, wengine wamarili wamefuatilia na risasi kwa maji. Tujui kama kuna ule ambaye amepona ameingia kwa msitu. In February 2025, this village bore witness to a brutal massacre that claimed the lives of 40 people. Wote wameenda, maboti imeenda, yetu imeenda karibu hata watu hata wahesabiki hata 40 yenye wanasema sijui 40. Sisi hatuamini kwa sababu vile saa hii tukiangalia background ya watu wetu tukiona hata saa zingine tuna amani. A violent cross-border attack allegedly by Ethiopian Dasanach militia ripped through this community, leaving behind fresh graves, broken hearts, and a deep lingering fear.
The massacre incident happened on 22nd Saturday of February, and the Dasanach community fisher folks came with by a motorboat. The fisher folks that were in some of the wooden boats were killed instantly. All bullets from all corners was just coming from every direction. I was the only guy who got into the reeds and disappeared.
For years, the people of Todonyang have been haunted by the threat of cross-border violence. Fear of repeat attacks keeps many from venturing out into the lake, and those who do face another danger: crocodile-infested shores.
During the massacre, I lost friends, I lost relatives, I lost my boat, my fishing nets, my floaters, and I don't see any meaning of life up to now. I'm not able even to get into the lake to carry on with the fishing because I'm still grieving. There is no fishing activity going on here because of that tension.
In the wake of this crisis, Oxfam and local partner Turkana Pastoralist Development Organization, Tupado, have embarked on peace and development initiatives within the community as twin enablers of sustainable livelihood.
This lake is one of the strategic assets that this community have, and so this lake also has posed a lot of insecurity. So as an organization, we've done a lot of recovery initiative here, like the peace building aspect, the fishing value chain aspect. We've trained the fisher folks here in terms of fish value chains. We've supported them with some of the fishing gears, like the fish racks. We've supported them with some of the seed capital, whereby this fishing community are able to buy some of the, the fishing gears or the vessels that will help them, scale up some of the livelihood initiative here, like the fishing around this lake. So as an organization, we have also supported them through humanitarian assistance, like the cash transfer for those affected households.
Apart from the humanitarian response, Oxfam is keen on building longer-term programs that would increase community resilience.
What is important is the peace component, because again, even as we give them grants to rebuild their lives anew, without peace, that still won't be sustainable. And I think there is a need for sustained peace efforts. And I like what is going on with this project, because then it brings together the communities on both sides. The Dasinachi community in Ethiopia and the Turkana community on this other end, to sit and dialogue, and realize that the resource that is here, that they conflict on, because this place, as you would see it, it's where the Omo River, empties into Lake Turkana. And that creates a very conducive environment for the fish breeding. And that in itself creates the conflict between these two communities, wrangling for fish resources. But these resources are here for all of us. They need to dialogue. They need to continue having peace conversations.
Persistent drought, dwindling fish shields, and fear of repeat attacks have seen some of the fisher folk move to the Lower Rengak Fish Trading Center in the lake zone. Here, we find a psychosocial support and income-generating project for women supported by Topado and Oxfam. Most of these women are widows. They bake and sell bread to the wider community, providing a vital source of income and empowering them to overcome HIV/AIDS stigma.
Walikuwa nategemea bahari, but ilikuwa na challenges mingi. Sasa kukawa na shida kwa sababu hii ni group ya watu ambao wanatumia dawa za ARVs. Wengi ni wajane. Ikawa hata watu wako na stigma kukuja tu kufunzwa. Wakawa na stigma pia kumeza dawa. Tupado Oxfam tupatia grant. Saizi members wako na kitu ya kufanya, kwa sababu mtu anachukua loan, anaenda anaweka kabiashara yake kidogo. Kuna wale wako na watoto wako shule. Upande wa hospitali kulikuwa na shida, lakini saizi utapata member anajisimamia.
These are efforts towards sustainable development for the vulnerable fisherfolk communities. The Kenyan government's muted response to the Todonyang massacre is deeply troubling. Over 6 months since the attack, there has been no formal diplomatic protest and no answers for grieving families. The mass graves in Todonyang are a stark reminder of a village abandoned by the state, where the threat of renewed cross-border violence remains. In place of government action, aid organizations like Oxfam have stepped in to offer support, but their efforts, however vital, cannot replace state accountability. Todonyang remains painfully detached from the rest of Kenya, forgotten by the very nation that is meant to protect it.
In Todonyang, peace isn't just about safety. It's the key to getting the fishing economy back on its feet. Lillian Muli for Citizen TV in Todonyang, Turkana County.